I want to talk about what's happening in Brooklyn. Brooklyn, what's going on? New York, what's happening? What is happening? I seen this. Somebody sent this to me in my email. I said I'm gonna go ahead and start off the show with it before we get it popping. This is what's going on over in New York. So 4 girls was stabbed by a guy with a meat cleaver. Check it out.
4 young girls are recovering from a horrific attack after they were stabbed and slashed with a knife and a meat cleaver. And police say it was a relative who did it. Police say it could have been worse if it weren't for the bravery of one of the victims who, despite her injuries, called 911 before police responded and shot the suspect. Eyewitnesses reported Darla Miles live in Bensonhurst with more on this story. Darla.
David, there's still a small police presence at the home of that family, large extended family who lives inside of this home. They are not here now. We did speak with them, a few of them off camera at the hospital this afternoon. They say the kids are doing okay, but overall the family is just trying to understand and get through all of this. 4 young girls and their uncle, accused meat cleaver wielding suspect Long Jian Chen, all recovering at Maimonides Medical Center Monday afternoon. This as the NYPD returns to their Bensonhurst home today. Investigators now reviewing grisly and dramatic body cam video of an NYPD lieutenant and his driver coming to the rescue Sunday morning. The girls, ages 8, 11, 13, and 16, police say, were all attacked by their 49-year-old uncle. Police today now looking through his past hospitalizations for schizophrenia and his history of mental illness. It is still unclear at this point exactly what led to yesterday's series of events, but investigators say the 11-year-old girl managed to get away from the attack, locking herself in a room, giving her the opportunity to call 911. That lieutenant, hearing screams upon arrival, literally kicking down the door to gain entry into the apartment, according to the NYPD. Chen, who police say had a meat cleaver in hand, is shot 3
Jesus
times,
Christ.
once in the head, twice in the torso. The victims and the accused suspects, who were under the same roof during the attack, are now again under the same roof recovering, expected to survive their injuries. Now, there was also a 12-year-old boy inside of the home at the time. He managed to escape and run down the street, so he was unharmed. We've also learned that the 16-year-old victim is the suspect's daughter. Reporting live in Bensonhurst, Darla Miles, Channel 7.
So the little boy was the only one that had some good enough sense to actually get up out of there and run up out of there. They also had a press conference. So before I comment on this, let me look at this a little bit deeper and go into it.
This is breaking news.
The information I'm about to provide is preliminary and it is, of course, subject to change. At approximately 10:15 this morning, a heartbreaking call came into 911 for an assault in progress. The 11-year-old caller stated that she and her siblings had been stabbed by her uncle. She did not know her address. Quick-thinking police communications technicians at the 911 call center use the technology at their disposal to get an address from the location of the phone that the child was using. Based on that information, officers responded to 1671 84th Street in the confines of the 6-2 precinct. When officers and EMS arrived, they were led into the first floor by an uninjured child and led into a small vestibule facing 2 more doors. At that point, they heard screams coming from behind the door to their left and immediately began forcing their way to the apartment.
Those are older homes over there in New York, right? The homes that's behind them and where they having a press conference. The neighbors don't hear nothing? I used to be able to hear when my neighbors got a whooping. Like, up, Miss Campbell over there letting loose. I wonder what little John did in school today again. We used to be able to, and I don't know if we just don't have any neighbors that's concerned or what's going on, but man, we used to be aware of everything that was happening in the neighborhood and the neighbors, everything next door, all of that. We used to know about all of this stuff. And then all of those houses is attached. They right next door to each other.
taking down the door. Once they entered, they encountered a man standing near the entrance holding a large meat cleaver covered in blood, and they could see blood on the floor and the walls of the home. The officers ordered the man to drop the weapon several times. He refused and advanced towards them. Two officers.
I'm sorry.
Slash and stab wounds, and responding officers and EMS provided emergency medical care on scene before the victims were removed to Maimonides Hospital. At this time, all 4 children, thank God, are expected to survive, but this could have ended very differently. Officers and EMS arrived at the door within minutes of receiving the 911 call. Their fast, decisive action, pinpointing the location and taking down the door, absolutely saved the lives of these young girls, and I was proud to tell them as much. Seconds matter in these situations, especially when dealing with multiple stab wounds.
Y'all said neighbors don't wave anymore, King Ali TV. Y'all don't know y'all neighbors? Do y'all know y'all neighbors? Just a general question. Just a random question. Do you guys know your neighbors? Like, are y'all cool with the people that y'all live next to? Are y'all aware if anything was to ever happen, would they be concerned about you? All of that. Because I know that we live in a society nowadays where they like, hey, mind your business. Don't say nothing to me. Why you in my business? All of that. Do y'all know y'all neighbors? You don't know yours, K. Cooper? Nope. Yeah, no. There's always a no good uncle. I know my neighbors, they have, and I have their numbers. Yes, no, yes, no. I know mine, says Al. What up, baby girl? Hell no, says Quentin. Yes, I do. Why wouldn't y'all want to know who y'all neighbors are? Nobody said that y'all had to invite them over for tea and crumpets. I'm just asking, do you know them? Are y'all cordial? Are y'all cool? What's going on? Hey, whatever. I know my neighbors. They cool in the mug. Every place that I go to, well, maybe that's more of a Rita thing. Rita is the first one to introduce herself. Hey guys, how's it going? Next thing you know, they over there sitting talking for the next hour. I'll be sitting in the car with the windows rolled up, tent, 5% tent, so you can't see up in my windows. As soon as I get out, Anton, they want to meet you. They say they familiar with you and your content. Oh my God. That mean they gonna be watching my live stream tonight.
Our officers did not hesitate for a moment. I also want to speak of the heroics of the children involved. The 11-year-old 911 caller, who herself was a victim, hid in a room to call the police, and a young, uninjured boy ran in to alert a neighbor. Our cops were removed to Lutheran Hospital for evaluation, and I visited them there a few moments ago to check on them and to personally thank them. I am happy to report that they are going to be fine.
Well, I'm glad that all of the kids and stuff like that is going to be all right, but man, that is messed up. And y'all said that it was somebody that was Asian. That's usually what happens. Quantavious and them, they don't even start doing stuff till it's late at night. And Quantavious and them, they use guns. They don't use knives. They don't use meat cleavers. Listen, meat cleavers, stuff like that, that is an Asian white thing, you know? That's an Asian white thing. Black people, they either scrap or it's going all the way left. Glocktavious and them, they don't mess around. So I already knew immediately this was some other stuff. You know, when they go haywire on the whole family and stuff, we don't go haywire on the whole family. We don't usually do stuff like that. We usually are a little bit more focused with our attacks. You know what I'm saying?